Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me for a little bit today. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you're having a great day. Now I want to just say thank you so much to everyone for all the love and the support and encouragement that you guys always show me. I appreciate that so much, and you just really don't know that that's one of the things that keeps me going. It really just keeps me going and encourages me to push on and go another time around. Yesterday I had a really rough day, but I wish I could say that today was a lot better, but it ended up on a good note tonight. But I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and so it was just a lot. It was a lot, okay? And then I don't think I said this in my yesterday's video, but during my appointment, my doctor and I were talking and discussing some things, and he said, "You know you're disabled, right?" And I was just like, what's he trying to say? And then I said, "I don't have disability." And he said, "I'm not talking about disability. I'm talking about being handicapped. You are disabled, handicapped." And I was like, well, I was just kind of looking at him like, what are you trying to say? I don't know where you're going. He said, "You're not going to be able to do all the things that you want to do." And he may not have said those exact words, but that's what he said. And I was just like, well, I mean, I know that. But I still want to try, okay? I'm not just giving up. I want to try to do all the things I want to do. And then, I do have limitations of things I can't do. But anyway, it was just funny when he said that, because I'm like, I know. I know. So today it was Thursday. You may not be watching this on Thursday because it is kind of going out late Thursday. But Big Daddy got off work early today. He's off tomorrow for Good Friday. And it's Easter weekend, so happy Easter. I'll be back on before then, though. But he called me and said, "Hey, get dressed. I'm coming to pick you up. We're going to Target to get our prescriptions." I was like, okay. I had last night, Wednesday night, I had a really bad night. I could not sleep. I was just refluxing, throwing up, mucus. I had mucus just coming out everywhere. It was bad. My throat was just raw burning. I was trying to drink something warm to break up all that mucus in my esophagus, and I hadn't been able. I've been wheezing a lot and just sounding really rough, but I swear it's in my esophagus. I swear it is, because I have a lot of mucus there. And so I was trying to drink something warm to break up all that esophagus, and I ended up having to just sit here in this chair and sleep, because every time I go lay down, I would just start throwing up. And so I slept in this chair last night with my legs and feet just swelled up, humongous, like painfully swollen. And so when Big Daddy got up this morning, he was just like, "You didn't get any sleep." And I said, "Well, I've been dozing right here in my computer chair." Imagine how comfortable that is. But I just kind of lean back and just lay my head back. I don't know if you can see me. I just lay my head back like this and just put something on my screen to watch, and I doze off. So, anyway, and so he left for work, and I just sat here and just fell right back on asleep. And then I woke up. It was time for Paige to come. I think my friend Angela called and actually woke me up. And it was time for Paige to come, and she came and did my meds and all that. And so I think I'm going to skip my formula right now, because I don't want to just throw it up. And so we did my meds, and I kept them down. So that was good. And then when she left, I went to bed, and I was able to lay down and actually get some sleep, get my legs up. So then Big Daddy called and said, "Get dressed, we're going to Target." Woohoo! We're going to Target. And so when you don't go anywhere except for doctor's appointments, going to Dollar Tree is like a party, okay? So we went to Target, and we both, it was all we could do, both of us in there just huffing and puffing and getting our prescription, and 2 of mine were not ready. She said it'd be about an hour to hour and a half, and so we came out, and Big Daddy's like, "Wouldn't you want to go to Hobby Lobby?" And I was like, "Yes, I have a gift card, and I have some birthday money, so I wanted to go to Hobby Lobby and get some yarn while it was on sale, because I have some certain projects that I was wanting to do, but I didn't have the right shades of colors to do them in." So he's like, "Oh, we'll go." He said, "I'm not going to go in, though." He said, "How are you going to do it?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'll just push myself and do it." And so we got over there, and I made it in. I made it through the store and barely made it back to the car. But I got some yarn, and I wanted to share that with you guys and just talk with you all. And one of my prescriptions I got at Target is Saccharifate or something like that. It's something that's supposed to coat my stomach and all that. I told Big Daddy that medicine is going to have to like really do something for me to continue to get it. So I've got it for this month, and I'll, give it a good go and see if it makes a difference in my life. Because it was $70 for that medication. And I asked the girl checking me out, I said, "Did insurance pay any on that?" And she said, "Oh yeah, it was originally $300. I'm like, "It was $300? She said, "Yeah, so insurance paid part, and we had to pay $70. So I was like, "Well, I'm thankful for insurance, but my goodness, that is a lot." It is. And so we ended up spending like $300 on insurance tonight. With 285 prescriptions tonight, and it was just like, what do people do? What are people doing? How are people paying that? I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, thankfully, I had a gift card and some birthday cash that I had tucked back and was waiting to spend it on some yarn. So we went to Hobby Lobby, and I'll show that here. Let's take a moment to look at all these pretty colors in Hobby Lobby. The Crafter's Secret is not that splitty on me. It does split a little bit, but not like some other yarns that split. So I did pick up a few of those. I could have picked up more, but I didn't. And then we're looking at the I Love This yarn. That's what I went in to look at. And so I'm looking at different skin tones and such right there, trying to decide what was the skin tone I was looking for. And then there's the pink. There's 3 different pinks right there that are always my go-to. The very light, the medium, and the dark pink. Bright pink, rather. And then the red. And some yellow. I love me some yellows. Dark yellow and light yellow. And some orangey and peach and coral and mango. There's some really pretty colors. And I even looked at that darker yellow up there, but I already have a yellow that I'm going to use for sunflowers. They have a lot of different shades of green. I mean, if you can't find what color green you're looking for in Hobby Lobby, I don't know. It may not be a real green then, because they have a lot of different shades of green. And blues. They also have a lot of different colors of blues, starting with the turquoise and aqua colors and going on to like royal blue and navy blue. And there was several shades of purples also. Orchid, lavender, violet, periwinkle. Different shades of purple there. I wasn't looking at the variegated colors today, although, I mean, several of them did catch my eye, but I really only was looking for some solid colors because that's what I need for some things. And some grays. They have more shades of gray than I really expected. And browns. I've been trying to get up some browns in my stack. Alright, so I was wanting to make a blue owl, and the blue that I had would not fit in it would not work in any of my knitting machines. And so this has been working okay in my knitting machine. So I got this Crafter's Secret, the Big Idea. This is called Soft Blue, And it is, I was looking for how many yards it is. I know it's on here. 810 yards of soft blue. So, and I had something else blue that I possibly am going to do a little bit later. But I was wanting to knock those owls out and get those done. And so I was wanting the colors to do some owls. So I was going to do that blue owl. And then I've been needing some gray. And I'm going to do a gray owl also. And this gray is called Passport. But it's a pretty gray. It's not too light and it's not too dark. You can see upside that blue that it really does look nice. And then let's see what else I got. I'm searching for a good skin tone, and I've used this for skin tone in the past, and I've been kind of using it for a skin tone. It is called Dark Ivory. So I did get that for a skin tone. I had bought some of this last month, I believe it was, and I've used that. I have just a little bit left that I was hoping that I could stretch out what I have to finish making the project that's on that yarn right now. But so I went ahead and picked this up in case not. And then plus I have some other things I want to make with that. So now I have a skein of it, a big skein of it, 800 and something yards. Okay, let me try to get this out of this bag. I ended up getting mud on this bag when I was getting it out of the car, and I didn't realize that until I picked the bag up in the house. Okay, so that is garbage for sure. Okay, so like I said, I was looking for some skin tone colors is what I've been trying to find, and so I'm still searching. I'm going to use that dark ivory as a skin tone, but then also I picked up this taupe. It's called light taupe. I have a taupe, but it turns out when it came in it was a little bit darker than I actually wanted. It had a more of a gray tint to it, but I think this taupe will be a good color. I went ahead and got another roll of the cinnamon because I want to make several capybaras in different sizes, and so I needed cinnamon for that. And that's what that color looks like. And so this is going to be a little capybara, but I wanted to do some medium and small ones. I mean, some mediums and a large one too. And so I thought, well, I better go ahead and get one so I can do some of those up. And then I got this yarn that is not quite so dark as that coffee that this comes in. This one is just called brown. And so I got several of the I Love This Yarn colors. I did find that this yarn and the Premier Basic is two yarns, and sometimes the Crafter's Secret is okay, not perfect, but okay. But the I Love This Yarn and the Premier Yarn Basics are not being so splitty on me. And so, I mean, I do have some splitting every now and then, but it's not like every dang stitch. And so I'm trying to, get up some colors of those to use and just enjoy those colors. Anyway, so I think I've got enough skin tones. I have several dolls and mermaids and things that I want to make, but I don't, I want to make it multiple skin tones. And so I think that'll cover me for that. And then I have a sunflower doll that I want to make for myself. And so I was wanting, a good skin tone for that. And I saw this yarn ID, which is $1 more than the yarn. I love this yarn. But I've used this before into a blanket, and it is a nice, really, really soft yarn. But when you do an amigurumi doll that's just going to stand up on a shelf, softness is not an important part of it. But it was a good color, and it's called Oat. Yeah, Oats. let's see how many yards is on this compared to the other. This is 252 yards, and this one is 355 yards. So about 100, you know, just 100 yards less, 103. And it costs $1 more, but it is softer. But like I said, amigurumi dolls stand on a shelf, doll stand, really the softness doesn't matter. I just hope that it's easy to work with and works up nicely. But anyway, I got 2 skeins of that because she's going to be kind of large, and she's going to have legs and all that, arms, legs, her head, and, you know, body. So I wanted to make sure that I got enough. It's different color fiber stuck in that. Anyway, I wanted to make sure that I got enough that I could, you know, complete the whole doll in one color. So oats, that's what she will be. Let me see, sticking some yarn over here. May get me a drink of sweet tea. I got up in the upper 80s today, so it was pretty warm. But I turned the AC on in the house before we left, so it would be nice and cool when we got back in. And it is. 1 second, I gotta pick up some yarn I knocked off. Alright, and so I just need some basic colors to complete certain things. And so, I picked up this coral, oh no, it was mango. Mango. I thought that was a pretty color. You know, so I love this yarn, mango. And I just thought it was a pretty color. It was calling to my name. It was calling my name, so I picked it up. And then I got the pinks because the pink I had gotten, I was used up on some mermaid hair, or unicorn hair. And so I needed to get some more of that, some more pretty pinks. And so I got these 2 pinks and that coral. Let me see if I can just throw these back over here. Alright. And then I looked at the blues, and they had a lot of pretty, beautiful blues. So I got this right here. It's peacock. So I got the peacock, and I got the turquoise, and they were contrasting enough that I could make an axolotl. This one and the darker one to be the gills. So that's a possibility. Or a possibility that I just need these colors in my life, okay? I just needed them. And then, there is something I'm wanting to make that I needed a royal blue. And so, my niece is graduating, and so I wanted to make her something in royal blue. And so that's why I got that color. Now, if I get it done, I don't know if I will or not, actually. I'm not going to push myself. My doctor told me not to be pushing myself to do things. He just don't have a clue. He don't know. He don't have no idea. That's who I am. That's what I do. But then I pay for it later. But anyway, I do want to make her a little something with this. And then I picked up the beautiful yellow because why not? Yellow. I always need bright, pretty yellows. And so, if I make a unicorn hair or something like that, or mermaid hair, this can always be used for that because it would be very pretty. Very bright. I love the brightness of this yellow. And this yellow is called yellow. And I think this blue is called Royal, yes. And then I got red because all my reds seem like a burgundy instead of a red. And so I needed something that was just red and not like a brick red or burgundy red or, you know, any kind of dark reds. I just needed a basic red. So I like these basic colors, royal red and yellow, for some primary colors there. Let's see. Okay, and then I picked up two purples. I picked up this one right here, which is called Periwinkle, and it's not quite lavender, but it's not, you know, purple per se either. And I picked up this purple, which is called Amethyst. You know, I'm on the search for a purple that's not a dark purple, and so I'm looking in the camera at the two of these, the difference. That one looks so much lighter. This one's looking more orchid color, amethyst. Anyway, I've been on a search for a pretty purple, and I really like the purple. It's the Violet, actually, is what it's called, that I got from Premier, the Premier Basic colorway. Now, you know, Premier's having that sale this week. I mean, till the end of the month, and their yarn is $2.99. Their basic yarn is $2.99 a skein, and it's on sale for $2.99. This is regular $4.99, and it is on sale for like $3.50 this week. Well, you know, it goes off. It's like every other week when they have the 30% off. And let's see, on the Premier Basic is 359 yards, and then this was what, 355. So you get 4 more yards. But anyway, this one is on sale, the Premier Basics, online the rest of this month for $2.99. And then this is on sale for $3.50. Through Saturday of this week. And then, you know, we go a week without it being on sale, and then we have a week of it being on sale. So I just, anytime I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby, I plan it out that I'm going on the week that it is on sale. I don't go on the weeks that it's not on sale. So anyway, guys, that's what I got at Hobby Lobby, and I am pleased with all the beautiful different colors that I got. You know, like I said, I had a gift card and some birthday cash, and I think I well spent it on some colors that will come in handy for me and will make some beautiful amigurumis. And that's what I plan to do this weekend. We do not have any Easter plans. Matter of fact, two of my prescriptions were not ready, and you know, we went to Target and came back by to pick them up. At first, Big Daddy said something about they said they'd be ready tomorrow. He said we can get them tomorrow, and she said, or if you want to wait, it'll be about an hour. And then I said, what time would that be ready tomorrow? And she said in the morning. And Big Daddy just, you know, was like, well, if you want to come back, you know, and then we talked about Target and all that. And then I said, yeah, let's do that, because I really don't want to go anywhere the rest of the weekend. I want to just sit back and crochet as I feel the need to, you know, not feel pressured that I've got to do this, I got to do that. I just want to crochet and enjoy, relax, and just, you know, find something to watch and not have any plans or have to get dressed and go anywhere. I want to be lazy, okay? I want to be lazy. There, I knitted it, I said it. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth. The llama mouth. Oh, anyway, I love these colors. I love all these bright, pretty colors together, and I think they'd make some beautiful unicorn hair. I do want to make some mermaids in different skin tones and some other kind of dolls in different skin tones, and so I'm happy with these skin tones that I did get, because I think they will be pretty. That one has a fiber in it. I thought it was something on the yarn, but it is twisted in the yarn. There's a little section there. It just has a little chocolate spot in it. Anyway, I went ahead and got this yarn BID, even though it was a little more expensive, just for the colorway of it. I think that would make a nice colorway for my doll, my sunflower doll that I'm wanting to make. So yeah, that's pretty. Beautiful, beautiful. So this recommends a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'll be using a 5. And this one recommends a 5.5 too. But I'll be using a 5. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to share my yarns with you and share my little pick-me-up. I am about to go take some of my medicines that I can take now that I've got them, and get those going and just sit down here for a minute, relax, and then a little bit later I'll get a shower and get ready for bed and start a new day. And tomorrow's a new day. Today was a new day, but it did start off bad, but it ended on a good note. Just going to Hobby Lobby and seeing all their beautiful yarn was nice, and did give me a pick-me-up. It gave me a little pick-me-up there, so that's good. Alright guys, I'm going to let you all go, and remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet. Well, friends, thank you for running in Hobby Lobby with me and checking out that yarn and helping me pick out some pretty colors. I hope that you enjoyed seeing these colors and watching this little video. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your weekend and do something that brings yourself some happiness and joy in your life.